A lot of people think that saying, I don't know, is a failing of some sort. But as a skeptic, we recognize that saying, I don't know, is fantastic. It's great. It's an opportunity.
I don't know what the answer is. I don't think that there's a God, but if there is a God, I'm sure that God would know how to change my mind about that.
I'm Mark, and I'm an atheist.
I'm Leslie, and I'm an atheist, agnostic, skeptic.
Hi, I'm Cassandra, and I'm an atheist.
I wasn't raised religious at all, but I did go to Bible camp and go to Bible school. I did teach Bible school when I got a little bit older. But the thing that turned me into an atheist was actually sitting down and reading the Bible.
When people say they get their morals from the Bible, I think that either A, they haven't read the Bible, or B, they haven't understood it.
Ethical behavior is actually situational. It depends on the situation and not some absolute from a book.
I kind of have had this question from many religious people that they think like atheists just do not have any morality, and this is just not true at all.
I'm a moral person because I care. I'm a moral person because it's in me to care, and I think that we have evolved this capacity to be a social animal.
The reason we are all good has nothing to do with an invisible, phantasmal being in the sky. The way we become good is by learning, by experiencing this in our culture, by learning from our family and friends.
Hi, I'm Ashlyn, and I'm an atheist, a skeptic, and a humanist.
I'm PZ Myers, and I'm a raging atheist.
I'm Sophie, and I'm a secular humanist, and I'm proud of it.
I was brought up in the Lutheran Church, and then what happened in confirmation is I was told, this is what you have to believe in order to be a good Lutheran. And I said, wait a minute, I don't believe word one of that. That's all nonsense. And I had to leave.
I never got a proper sense of my own identity or self or who I could be or what I could do. It was always just about what I was supposed to be for God or for Christianity or for my church.
I was actually asked to leave Sunday school because I asked too many questions.
Religion tends to keep followers by sort of suppressing rational thinking and saying, you can't ask that question, it's just not a good question.
As an Iranian citizen, I was not allowed to be anything but a Muslim. And I had to always keep those beliefs to myself.
And I think my time would have been spent more productively, just exploring my experience as a human being.
I found that once I left the church and once I stopped being a Christian, that I was just as moral a person. In fact, more moral in some ways because I was unfettered by some of the dogma that was there. I was able to see people for who they are, appreciate cultures for who they are without trying to repair them and make them Christian.
It's liberating to leave God behind. I now can be good for the sake of being good.
The conception of morality in most religions is rather infantile and undeveloped.
I think it's really appalling that people are made to hate themselves for who they are because of their religious beliefs, and I feel really fortunate that I've never had to deal with that. I mean, I knew what I was before I had a label to put to it, but I never had any internal conflict over the feelings that I had or the attractions that I had.
I feel like religion is just a bunch of bullshit.
We get our ethics from our parents, we get our ethics from our friends, we get our ethics from our coworkers, we get our ethics from the people that you have a conversation with on an airplane.
The basis of all of my morals comes down to not harming other people.
As an atheist, I feel that morality is it's not something that you need to learn through religion by any stretch of the imagination. I think that good people just desire to do good things.
When you do something, you can feel it's wrong, and you don't need God to tell you, let's say, that murdering someone is wrong. It should be, I feel, self-evident that killing someone is a bad thing.
To me, it's very clear that the morally correct choice should be the choice that works best for everybody, that lets us live in the world together without doing harm to each other, and what feels good without hurting others usually is good.
We're all human, and we all make mistakes, and we all gotta live here. So let's make the best of it.
I'm a humanist because I think that there are secular answers for human beings in the world, and that if we use them, we can improve society and live better lives.
The more people turn to secular humanism, the less will be hostilities and wars, and the better will be life in our planet.
I think there's a place where rationality actually can boil down to love, the concept of love.
Animals are a really important part of my life. I have 10 cats at the moment. It is a lot of cats, and I think double digits might officially push me into crazy cat lady territory, but you know, they're all well cared for and well loved, so we'll drop the crazy and just go with cat lady.
If you're the kind of person who needs a God to look over your shoulder to be a moral person, maybe you're not the most moral of people.
I don't think that you need a higher power or anything to make good, correct, moral choices.
I think my non-belief has an impact on all of the choices I make because I'm not saddled with all of this moralizing baggage that comes with most religious beliefs.
It's kind of a mistake that we so closely associate morality with faith. I don't really see the connection between morality and faith.
One of the most common tactics that believers will use is a very simple one. It's called fear.
I was motivated by fear because of my religious belief, and now I look at it and I don't want to be like that anymore. I want to be a person who's motivated by love for mankind and love for other people.
In Islam, you are supposed to, as a boy, you are supposed to start pray at age of around 15. And I remember, like, I did that at the beginning because I was like scared of God, you know.
Maybe when I was younger, I was scared of burning in hell. And I actually, quite frankly, I remember it. I remember being scared of burning in hell for treating people poorly or doing bad things. But like, that was relevant to my life.
My mom still, whenever I bring up being an atheist, she just says, no, you're not, you believe in God. And that's the end of the discussion for her. She goes, oh, that's what you believe. And she tells me that.
The way I make ethical choices is really simple, and it's well known. There's this common precept, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. The golden rule is something to live by.
Whenever I'm faced with a decision, I just try to see what would that person feel? What are they feeling about it? Is it fair to them?
I was bullied a lot in school, so I know what it feels like to be, I guess, victimized, wronged, whatever. And so I try not to do that to other people.
People say that doing volunteer work is altruistic, and that is not true for me at all. I actually feel really good when I do it, and it helps others. And I think that's a great example of what you can do that's good, feels good, and helps others.
Well, there's a reason why it's a golden rule, you know, it works.
Science equips you to understand the natural order and basically helps you to move on or move past the naivete of religion.
All major religions were all written in ancient times when people had no understanding of science as we do today, and they were restricted to their village or their handful of villages that they lived nearby. They knew one river, and that was the river. So all those things lead to a narrow perspective.
I trust science can answer most of the questions that I have. I don't necessarily believe in science.
A lot of people believe in God because they're afraid of not believing in anything. And I don't have that fear.
I think there is no God. Okay, I'm like 99.9% sure that there is no God. So because there is no God, then I'm an atheist.
There seems to be some sort of floating definition of what truth is. You know, something's either true or it's not, as far as I'm concerned.
I lost my mother in December, and I found that it's very, very difficult to sit there and now have the idea that she's not up in heaven, she's not watching me from anywhere, she's not around anymore. And I still find my mind going back to religion, wishing that she was around, wanting to talk to her even though she's not there, because in my family, with a Roman Catholic background, you know, there is the idea that they're hanging around and they're watching you, and I feel pretty empty without that.
Truthfully, if there was some sort of proof, you know, tomorrow that said, yes, there's a God, yes, there's an afterlife, and you're going to live forever, and here's the proof, and everybody agreed that seemed to be a good proof, you know, yeah, that would give some credibility to that side.
This really is the way things are, and it doesn't have to be sad. It doesn't have to be depressing. It can just be.
I'm Ian, and I'm an atheist.
I'm Gelare, and I'm an atheist.
I'm Brandon, and I'm an atheist.
I'm Lance, I'm a non-believer.
I'm an atheist.
I'm a humanist.
And I'm a skeptic.
I'm a late blooming atheist.
I'm a militant anti-theist.
Every male who assembled at the city gate was circumcised. In 3 days, when they were still in pain, 2 of Jacob's sons, Simon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword and went to the unsuspecting city and slaughtered every male.